Greetings, Elder Blacklight. Yesterday we were talking about establishing jurisdiction. Just to go over some of the key points, I was making the correlation between justice and jurisdiction. Establishing jurisdiction is really the authorization or the administration of carrying out justice, righteous justice. Justice and righteousness are meaning the same thing. Justice and righteousness mean the same thing, doing what is right. And what we have done, the black man, the red man, brown man, and yellow man, the aboriginals of the planet Earth, the original peoples, gave up their jurisdiction because it was all in the plan to strengthen us. But now, in this day and time, 2020, we are awakening. At least some of us are. It's my intent to wake up those who want to be woke but can't get that sleep out their eyes. So we're going to wash your face with this truth right here. Now, we in Detroit. Now, we're talking about blight in neighborhoods. This is a way for you to unite, pull your resources together. But first I'm going to give a demonstration through this video of what is going on in a city that's still highly populated by black people. I think we still over 50% black. So we should be in control of our neighborhoods and everything else. But we lazy. Even that Spirit of Detroit, all we got to do is give him an afro, since it's been over 50% black for over 50 years. You should give him an afro, and his color should be straight up black. Make him a melanated Spirit of Detroit. But let me show you what I'm talking about. First, we're going to tell you about what's going on with the blight.
They are making a big announcement today. He says nearly 20,000 abandoned homes across the city will all be demolished in the coming years. 7 Action News reporter Rudy Harper is live at City Hall now with more on what this means. Rudy.
Glenda, right now the city is using federal dollars to tackle some of the blight in Detroit, but it comes with restrictions. The mayor here at City Hall says with city funding, Detroit will be blight-free by 2024.
This is terrible. It's terrible. Anybody can get hurt.
Neighbors in Detroit's Candle Park community say vacant properties are a nuisance.
And if it doesn't take that much to get a bulldozer and knock it down, knock it down. I just have to watch it. It has been set on fire before.
Angela Jenkins Rogers says the house next door has been abandoned for 3 years. She worries it could be a death trap for curious school children a few blocks away.
a.m. Students are making their way to Wilkins Elementary on Detroit's east side. Their path takes them over broken pavement, through overgrown weeds, and past abandoned houses. For these young children, the road to learning goes straight through one of the most blighted areas of Detroit.
I do not like the idea of kids coming to school, in particular in the morning, some walking by themselves because they don't have another option.
Not just for the kids getting snatched, people could start drug houses.
It's dangerous.
As a crossing guard at Wilkins, Craig Jackson does what he can to keep the kids safe, but the houses and the blight are working against him.
I'm constantly watching the empty houses when the children are walking.
Last school year, Craig was on duty when Wilkins students found a burning body as they walked to school. It was near an abandoned building.
It was just laying there and it was still burning, you know. It was terrible. It was really terrible.
The city has more than 60,000 homes that are abandoned.
So that Spirit of Detroit statue in the background lets you know where black people's minds is at. They're not ready to actually rule nothing because they don't understand the illusion that they're living. They don't understand it. They're not paying no attention. They're not knowing that Detroit should be resting in the palm of their hands. But this is the mentality. I'm gonna show you right here with this picture. We're talking about jurisdiction, justice. This brother here, you know, he got caught with doing some crazy stuff, sex texting, what really brought him down. But he got more years than murderers get. Now here we got presidents committing international crimes, you know, and they getting off, you know, even sex crimes, you know, they getting light time, you know, they not getting the time that this brother's getting. Okay, now let me get straight to the point, what I'm trying to get you to see. Those abandoned houses. Those abandoned houses, you need to formulate some kind of a block organization. Get a funding up, buy those houses. Buy them. Get some of these construction brothers that you know, to pay them or try to get them to volunteer their efforts into rebuilding these homes. And the block owner. As many abandoned houses as you can get and rebuild, you own them. Instead of leaving it up to somebody else. Get the church. You know, put your resources in the church. Get the church to buy it. I think Greater Grace on 7 Mile bought some property, but a golf course. But they not, last time I heard they weren't doing nothing with it. We don't know how to pull our resources together and build up our own neighborhoods. Because what's going to happen is you're living in martial law. And they're planning on invading the neighborhoods and rushing us off to concentration camps. Now we could, we might not can't avoid it, but we could fortify ourselves and once we get all this blight, as much as blight we can, and turning them into some kind of a resource, these blighted houses, these blighted buildings, fixing them up, turn them into resources. We need black hospitals, you know, investing in ourselves. This is what Nipsey was doing. But see, we waiting on somebody like Nipsey or the Honorable Elijah Muhammad to come along and organize us and implement us when we can do it ourselves. We can do it ourselves. I mean, we ain't got to go through no meetings, rent out facilities to give big meetings and whatever. We could do it in the basement of somebody's house, plan this out, you know. We're going to talk more on this. But you got to understand that everything starts within the mind. It's your mind's eye that sees, that gives you vision. These eyes right here, they are connected to your brain. Inside your brain is your mind. You can close your eyes and still visualize images. You could take these images and produce them on the outside of you. See, they don't teach you that in church. In church, everything is beyond your reach. You can't possibly be like Allah, God, when He put Himself inside you. Not all people got this gift, because the melanated people are direct descendants from the cosmos, the all in all. That's why we say Allah, which means all in all. And that's why those pyramids are left for us to see how great we can be. Now the Caucasian don't know how, he don't know nothing about that, how they were built. He guessing. We done lost all recollection of how they were built because our ancestors were cut off from us for 400-500 years, and maybe longer, maybe 4,000 years. That's why the coming of Master Farad came to wake up brothers and sisters in Detroit. Y'all better listen to me, what I'm saying. I'm telling you the real deal truth on all my videos, whether or not you want to hear it or not. You know, whether or not you agree with it or not. But if you study the situation that we're in, you will see that I'm telling the truth. This is what Jesus was. That's why we keep talking about Jesus. That's what He was up against. He was up against the Pharisees, which are the nowadays preachers working for the Roman government, which is still happening now. The Roman government and the Zionist Jews. I'm going to go out with this picture right here in your mind. This is how they're running the planet right now. The military, martial law. The religious, spiritual, Vatican. Really, that's educational. That's where all the knowledge is at. London, economics. Black light out.